matters what you say, but it matters more about what you do. So the contract will, the contracts that you sign and that you work to will often have all these wonderful things in there and talk in glowing terms about how people are going to treat each other and who's responsible for what. But it really matters what happens at the end of the day. Who has heard about ring fencing in the safety regime? So literally that means, if you can, put a physical fence around the work. If you can't, that's okay, but you've got to find a way of somehow creating a distinction between who's responsible for what. And increasingly we're seeing that line blurred. So in the case I'll talk to you about today, the contract had the principal actually conducting inspections. Did they do the inspections was another thing altogether, right? It wasn't the only reason that they were found liable, and they weren't found as culpable as Brady Marine, the actual contractor, but the fine was still $500,000. A little bit on due diligence for officers. What does that mean? The Act is very clear about what officers, and that can be, doesn't just have to be a director of the business, it can be somebody who has a substantial control over the decisions that are made in the business. What does it mean? You have to take an interest in workplace health and safety. You have to understand in your business what are the risks. You have to allocate resources and dedicate processes to the safety issues and risks. You have to gather information and data. Again, that's what the regulator expects you to do. Processes for legal compliance. How do you know that you're discharging your duties? But again, it's about what you say and what you do. And verification. So this is what boards need to do, and we give a separate presentation for about 3 hours that goes through in great detail all of those things on how to discharge an officer's duties. But it's important background because anybody on the board of the business that you work for needs to be understanding these things. It's a legal obligation.